Good morning. Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service coming at you live. Not live, but pretty live to me right now. We're driving down the road. We just left the shop, 6:30 a.m. I was supposed to leave at 6, but, I got fucking people. They need fucking. I got a little tablet. I got to, like, enter all my times and shit in on and everything. And I had almost everything there and ready to go, but then I had to just a little bit more to add, and I'm like, hey, yo, I need the project number because I'm going to hit submit, but it's going to go to the wrong place because, I don't know, like job numbers and shit, they got to line up with the right job or it causes confusion. And nobody gives a shit. They're like, oh, they're the people telling me what to do today, and they're like, you need to get going. I'm like, okay, I can't do paperwork on the road. Okay, I'd like to get it all taken care of right here, right now. And finally, they were like, okay, we'll just take care of it whenever you're on the road. I'm like, okay, whatever. But there was a lot of information I needed to put down in there, and then I worked on Saturday, and I haven't even received my Saturday paperwork or stuff because I wasn't the one in charge of that job. It was somebody else. So now I got to wait on them, and I know that they are going to wait until after the Monday meeting, which ends at 7. So I'm like, I'm going to be on the road. I'm already a half hour behind to where I need to be, but I don't think it's going to be a big problem. I don't think they say I need to get offloaded in Tulsa by 10 a.m. I mean, who gives a shit if it's 11 a.m., right? Who gives a fuck? It'll be there. They'll get it offloaded. We'll be all right. They're not that busy. I do need to make sure I'm going to the right address, though. I know it's in Tulsa, so I'm pretty confident I'm going the correct way for right now. I need a street light. They turned all these street lights off. I can't see a damn thing. All right. I know which place I'm supposed to be going, and I don't have a spitter. I didn't have enough time to get. I had to spend all my time trying to get paperwork and shit turned in and submitted because I didn't have time to grab a case of water, which really blows my cock off. I ain't got nowhere to spit. I need a water bottle or something. I got some oil jugs right here. I could dump one of those out all over my stomach and roll around. Literally, no, nothing. Oh, I did see. I did. Luckily, I got a red light here. Yeah. Where you at, bitch? I swear, there's a water bottle underneath my fucking seat right here. I could use. I'm gonna have to pull over. I can't reach it. I'm too big. I can. You know what's been a big problem with being a fat guy is wiping your ass. Okay, and me trying to reach underneath the seat where I'm going, that's like trying to wipe somebody else's ass. Okay, I can't get under there good enough. Wiping my ass. I mean, this is probably too much for you guys to hear, but wiping my ass right now, like I gotta lean up against the wall to get my elbow to go over enough. Holy shit! But you know what? This new belt that I got, because my old belt ripped, like it was old, and it was super fucking long, which it's crazy because there are worn holes on that belt that are way fucking bigger than I am, and I feel like I'm as big as I've ever been right now. But so I don't know. That belt doesn't make sense. But I got a new belt and I got a smaller belt because I don't like having that giant tail hanging off of the edge or whatever off of the, like having to put it in my belt loops again or whatever. So I got a shorter belt, and I'm on the first hole. So it's really, I'm like, am I fat or am I skinny? Because I got to make a new hole for my belt to make it get tight enough. I really got to spit. I'm gonna pull over right here. Mm-hmm. All right, we got the spitter. Spitter's been secured. I can live my life normal now. Oh God, damn, dude. I'm not working on a whole lot of sleep right now either. I got like I think 3 hours of sleep, maybe. Um, the way my life is gonna be working for the next couple of days until Christmas, I thought it would be smart to get all the Christmas gifts wrapped up tonight, well, last night. So I just bunkered down and wrapped them all up, but we had to wait for the kids to go to sleep. So we did put them to sleep a little early, so we would have a little bit more time. But man, wrapping gifts takes it out of you. There's so many gifts, and I mean a lot of them. Luckily nowadays, a lot of them are straight up boxes, which is great because wrapping obscure items is a pain in the fucking ass. And I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to start out as a perfectionist, and then I slowly drift into as long as it's fucking covered up. You know what? They can't even see what it is when they look right. Like, and the gifts, our gifts don't go underneath the tree until Christmas because dogs, kids, me, just things will fucking open them motherfuckers up. Okay, so dogs will start chewing on them or fucking piss on them, which would be fucking crazy. That did happen whenever I had my big dogs, whenever they were real small puppies, before I had kids or anything. But we would, me and my wife, we would buy each other gifts and we would wrap them, put them under the tree. And my little dogs, they were still puppies and they were still being housebroke, and they would pee on the gifts. So ever since then, I mean, and the dogs I got now, I don't know. They are sneaky little motherfuckers. They'll pee somewhere. I let them out. They get let out all the fucking time. I don't know what it is, and it's my oldest dog, Murphy. He's a Chihuahua. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll go outside. He'll be outside for hours. Let him in, and then 10 minutes later, you're like, where is he? And he's downstairs pissing. You're like, you motherfucker. Why? Why are you doing this to me? You know better. Hey, this truck is taking forever to get up this hill. Y'all should go around. You should try to go around some way. We're going 45. This truck is such a piece of shit. I can't even downshift. I'm already downshifted. We're doing 40. This is a big fucking hill, though. Okay? You guys need to give me some room. Okay? I'm sorry. I'll go fast, but I can't go fast right now. I'm going up hills. I'm a fully loaded tanker. It goes slow uphill, okay? I like to think that every time somebody gets behind a slow tanker on a downhill or on an uphill, and then the tanker starts going fast downhill, I teach somebody something. Because a lot of these fucking cars out here, these people don't know a fucking thing. They don't know that heavy shit goes slow uphill. I don't know what it is. Like, and more often than not, I'll have a car stay behind me all the way up the hill, and as soon as we get to the top and we start going downhill and I start speeding up, they're like, all right, we're going to pass them. It's like, why would you wait till now to pass me? Why would you wait till, I'm starting to speed up, and then it looks like I'm fucking with you because I'm gaining speed and I'm not letting you over. It's like people need to learn that big heavy shit. Try to roll a boulder up a hill. I don't know where you're going to get a boulder that you can even roll on flat ground, but just think of it. Rolling a big fucking boulder up a hill is way fucking harder than rolling it downhill. People just don't know. Anyways, we wrapped up them presents. I didn't count. My wife had a count, but I'm pretty sure we skewed the count a little bit. There was like 45 presents. That's a lot of fucking presents. That's a lot of fucking shit. I'm gonna have to watch the kids. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy watching them open it up, but that's a lot of trash. That's a lot of trash we're gonna have on Christmas. But it's always that way. I'm not gonna complain about that. I want to see the joy on my kids' faces. I want to see them be so lit up, and I even let them buy each other gifts. So they're going to be even more excited to see their siblings' faces with opening up the special things they picked out for them. It's going to be pretty cute. I cannot wait for Christmas. I want Christmas to be over with, though. It's come so fast. It's already Christmas time. But anyways, yeah, we had to work on Saturday. I had to wake up extra early, go in, work on Saturday, and there were 2 jobs going this weekend, and I took over somebody's on call for it, and I was like, sure, I'll take the easy one. It was easy. It was a 15-hour day, guys. How is it a 15-hour day? You're a DOT. You're only allowed to work 14. Well, the half an hour before I actually log into the truck, and then you log out a little quicker once you get back to the shop. It can turn into a 15-hour day pretty quick. That job really fucking sucked. I mean, I would definitely do it again, because if you're working on the weekend, you might as well work a long fucking time. Your day's ruined anyways. You might as well just keep making that money over the weekend. So 15 fucking hours. We get out there. We get out there exactly on time, up in St. Joe at 8 a.m. Me and the other guy, we got the truck ready to go. We're up there, and the guy walks out in a chemical suit, and he's like, "Oh, hey, we called somebody and said don't come out till 10." I was like, "Nobody ever told me that." And the other guy, even though I was more in charge of the job, but the other guy was riding passenger, so I made him do the paperwork, and he didn't mind doing it either, so that was cool. So, anyways, we get out there at 8. He's like, "Don't you guys? We don't want you out here till 10." And I'm like, "Tough tits, bitch. We're fucking here, okay?" And so we go out. We go to I found a Casey's nearby, and we drove over there. We were in a small vac truck, so I could maneuver it anywhere. But this happened to be a truck stop Casey's, which was perfect for me. And go in, and they have 3 bacon pizzas and 3 sausage pizzas in the warmers, ready to go. I was so overjoyed. I bought 3 slices. You might be thinking, "Oh man, why did you buy 3 slices for breakfast? That's a lot. Like 2 is already a lot. You bought 3? Well, here, listen." And even though I didn't know that we were going to be working through what would be our lunch and our dinner, um, it turned out to work out great, because I ate a big breakfast, so that kept me going through the whole day. Because yeah, once we started rolling and working, there was no stopping. There was no time to even go to the bathroom or anything. It was just, all right, work is happening now. Just keep working. And what it is they got some. So this place, they make uplifts for a truck, like the big crane bucket lifts for trucks. Usually seen working on power lines and shit. So those big ass trucks with those cherry picker lifts on them that fix your power lines. It's them guys, the guys that build those trucks, and they have a big CNC machine or laser table machine or whatever, and it prints out all these or cuts out all these giant steel beams and whatnot. And then those beams go through a series of processes before they get to, or one of the first processes they go to is like a cleaning. They get on a big track and they go throughout this whole building hanging on a rack, and they go into this one area where we were particularly working, and that's where they get cleaned and prepped and then eventually powder coated. And the big tanks underneath that do all the cleaning, they get a lot of metal shavings and bullshit down in there, and oil and grease and whatever else is on them. And those tanks, they cleaned them, but they wanted to do an acid wash and like really clean them out real good. So that's what we were there to do. It was pretty clean product with very little residue, or just water is what it ended up being, because it was acid, and then they put a bunch of caustic to it, or vice versa. I'm not sure how they did it, but anyways, they had to level out the pH, and then that's what they wanted us to wait on. Well, we didn't wait till just 10 o'clock. We waited until almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon before we even got our truck set up and ready to go. We sat there for 7 hours before we even did anything, which is fine. But then another problem arose, which is I brought 2-inch hoses. I didn't know what size hoses. I didn't know where we were going. I just wanted to have enough of both size hoses on my truck, just in case, because we were gonna unload it from inside the building, run hoses inside of a building into the tanks or whatever, pump it into the truck, and then once the truck is full, pump it into this frac tank that's sitting there, but it's a mini frac tank. And the most hose I had, the only hose I had that would reach all the way in there was 2-inch hose. And this truck takes for fucking ever to load on a 2-inch hose. A 3-inch hose, it's crazy how much faster it loads with the 3-inch hose. But all we had was a 2-inch, so it just took a while to get loaded. We did a total of probably 4 loads, 3.5 loads. The frac tank got full, and then we had to load up the truck and take it back home. So we worked pretty late on Saturday. The guy I was with was not happy about anything. He was like, "There's football happening. I want to watch it. I can't believe we have to work." And the whole time I kept saying, I was like, "There's no way we're going to be out here that late, you know." And then once we started rolling, I was like, "Oh fuck, we're going to be out here kind of late." But yeah, it didn't calm him down at all. Then he was like starving. He was like, "I'm so fucking hungry. We have to stop on our way home." I was like, "You can't wait like 45 minutes. We'll be home. You can get in your truck and go out and eat, whatever you want without being rushed." He's like, "No, man, I have to eat." I'm like, "All right." And usually I'm the one complaining about food, and this guy ain't a big fat guy like me. He's just a regular guy, skinny guy or whatever. But I was like, "Yeah, if you want to stop and eat, yeah, we can." I was like, "We have literally 8 minutes, though. We really don't have time to eat, but if you're starving and willing to, and you understand the consequences of us, working just a few minutes too late, I will get you food." And he's like, "I gotta have food." I'm like, "All right." So we stopped off at a Pilot that had a Taco Bell. And he's a fucking, I'm like, "Are you dumb? Or do you not know how the Pilot Taco Bell works, okay? You go in there, you order. You don't go wash your hands. You don't go take a piss or a shit or whatever. You immediately go order your food and then run off and go do what you need to do because it's gonna take a little bit. Taco Bell is fast food, but it ain't as fast as it used to be, okay? It's slow food now. And so as soon as we walked in there, I immediately ordered my food and sat down. And they didn't have like the order boards that almost every Taco Bell known to man has nowadays. You have to actually order with a person, so you had to wait in a line. And I only had to wait behind one person. He had to wait behind three people, and I already ate my food and was headed back to the truck by the time he was ordering. And I'm like, this is just not good at all. Like, I already ordered, ate, and am headed back to the truck, and that's when we had 8 minutes. I was like, we have 8 minutes. Hurry the fuck up, and I get in the truck. And he came out there pretty quick, but not quick enough. So I ended up having to use adverse driving just so I wouldn't get a fucking big red flag on my fucking shit for 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes is what it ended up being, because we got back to the shop, and I could have logged out a little sooner, but since I had that adverse on there, I wasn't like rushing around. And our trucks are e-logs. Even if you log out of a truck and everything, and then that truck moves again, sometimes it will just go ahead and assume that you are the one driving it, and it'll add more shit to your log, and then you'll wake up in the morning and it'll say you've been on duty, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't been on duty. But so anyways, I don't know. You want to park the truck and leave it parked for a little bit. You don't want to log out at the gate, unlock the gate, and then drive in, because then it'll most likely pick back up and hit your DOT or your e-log, and then you'll think it's turned off, but it won't be, and it'll fuck everything up for you. But anyways, that happened. Had a good time, got a lot of hours, but then yeah, it really sucked because I didn't get to see my kids at all on Saturday or anything, and I was planning on wrapping presents that night, Saturday night, and I ended up having to do that Sunday night. But Sunday I didn't I didn't do anything Sunday either. I just kind of hung out. I had the kids jumping on me the whole day, the dogs freaking out and running around, watched a couple of movies. We watched Ready Player One. I made my son get out of his dungeon. He's turning into a miniature teenager quickly. I'm like, dude, come out of your room. Get off the Switch, get off the iPad, get off my phone. He likes to steal my phone. I'm like, come watch this movie with me, but usually he will sit and watch a movie, and he'll be interested in it. And I was like, you're gonna love this. This is like a VR video game movie or whatever. Yeah, he liked it. Ready Player One. It was pretty cool. And funny thing is, they do mention December 22nd, 2025 in that movie. And even though that's today, right? Yeah, that's today. That wasn't yesterday, but I was like, oh shit, that's like right now. That wasn't the time period, but they like went back in time to when something had been activated or whatever, and they were like, oh yeah, it was activated December 22nd, 2025. The Origin or Oasis or whatever it's called. Yeah, I got Taco Bell. Um, they got a new queso Rito. Let me tell you, you want it to be saucy. That I don't know. I don't know if that's how they're supposed to make it, or the person making my food just got a little crazy with the squeeze bottle. But That was a saucy, messy motherfucker, and it was still pretty good though. I got it with steak, and then I also they got like dippers, some new dipper thing, and they give you a little side of sauce. I'm like, you guys should just offer a side of sauce with everything, but they only do it specifically for these dipper things. But the dipper things have sauce on them too, and I was like, they're pretty good by themselves. So if I ever went back to Taco Bell, I would just order like two of those dipper things because those are pretty fucking delicious. And another sad thing that happened around Kansas City, all the Hardee's shut down. Some people might know it as a Carl's Jr., but Hardee's, Carl's Jr., they're all fucking shut down across Missouri. There's not one in Missouri anymore. Oh, there might be. I don't know. But from what I heard, it's every single one of them. There used to be multiple Hardee's in every city, and they slowly been going down and down and down. And then there was one in Lee Summit, Missouri, that we would hit up, and that was a little bit of a drive, but we would go over to Lee Summit to get Hardee's sometimes for breakfast because my wife is in love with their breakfast. And they all shut down, and it's because I guess the franchise franchise hadn't been paid by the franchisee or whatever the fuck you call him, the guy that is actually running the store or whatever, wasn't paying the royalties or whatever to them, and they owned almost every Hardee's location, and they shut them down. So I don't know. It's like if there was ever a time to open up a Hardee's franchise, I feel like it right now would be the right time. You open up the one and only Hardee's in Missouri, you're gonna have people coming to you all the fucking time. Maybe, probably not. Like nobody gave a shit about Hardee's, but then once it's gone, people be like, "Oh shit, there's no Hardee's. Oh, there's one. There's one that just opened up under new management over here. Come on over. We'll get you fixed up with a sourdough sandwich. Come on over. Get you a big hot ham and cheese. We're gonna bring back the big Montana. We're gonna bring it back. I don't know. It would be a good time to fire up a Hardee's franchise. Maybe, probably not. You'd get a couple of customers at least. My wife, if it's close enough, my wife would make me drive over there and pick up a Hardee's biscuit for her. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. But I don't know, man. Starting your own business. I don't know. It seems like so out of just out of reach. You can't get to it. You can't own your own business. It feels like that's what it feels like to somebody that's been working for a company for his whole life. I've never really worked for myself. I just wish I could find something. And let's talk about some of the things like if I could own my own business, what would it be? Like, and realistically, well, not super realistically, but these things can be done. Now I don't know, like the big one, my probably most favorite one. We'll save it. But I don't know if I could get a pickup truck like a dually diesel and a flatbed. I could become a hot shot driver. That's probably the most realistic. It'd be an LLC, but you're working for yourself, but kinda, I guess. You usually will work with a broker, I guess. And then according to my brother-in-law, which is a freight broker, we have an episode with him in it. If you go down and look, or just look up Matthew the Freight Broker. You can find that episode, and we talk about the ins and outs of what he does as a freight broker. And I don't know, he was kind of saying that a lot of companies, that if you don't have a lot of experience or like 2 years of, driving experience as a hot shot, a lot of people won't trust you with the shit, because I guess a lot of those hot shot companies, they will just jump through a bunch of different LLCs to get by. They burn somebody on this LLC, that LLC gets shut down, they just open up a new one. But it's the same people, but nobody knows, because everything that you own or whatever is in an LLC. So I don't know. I don't know how all that works. Another one would be, I don't know, a dump truck. You get a dump truck and a fucking skid steer. I feel like, or a dump trailer maybe, and you could go do, like junk hauling, or re-graveling some roads or whatever. You have the dump trailer, you got the skid steer, you can haul them both in one, and then get loaded and dump some shit, re-gravel some shit. That would be pretty cool. You could also use that for, some snow removal stuff, skid steers, that'd be pretty cool. You gotta have a good skid steer. You gotta have heat and AC in that bitch. One of my favorites, not my favorite is, but one of my favorites would be like opening up some sort of a food thing. So there is a guy I worked with growing up, and he was one of the guys that gave me, my first job, and he would pop kettle corn. And it wasn't just popping kettle corn, he had all the equipment, all the setup, all the clients, and we would go out to any event that was going on in Kansas City or surrounding areas, and we would set up a kettle corn stand, and we would sell them. And he was an ex-con, or is an ex-con, and he came up with this whole idea in prison. Once he got out of prison, he got all the equipment, got his house, and this dude has been living in the profit margin his entire life. He's busy as fuck, but he's always making money because his overhead is so low. The equipment is paid for. The house is paid for. He might rent a shop or something sometimes, but he used to have a storage building, but I think he got rid of that. I'm not sure. And then he would also work with other vendors and kind of use shared space and whatnot. And then he got clients like, there's a grocery store out here that he's got full reign. He can just show up whenever he wants and set up in the parking lot. They'll give him the space, and he's just got to share his profits or whatever. But he's like, look at this bag of kettle corn. And it's a big-ass bag of kettle corn. He's like, this bag of kettle corn cost me 15 cents to produce. I sell it for $5. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's crazy, but it's a big ass bag of kettle corn. Like, paying $5 for that much kettle corn, you don't give a shit about $5, but he's like, it cost me 15 cents to make that. Now the price has gone up a little bit, with him switching from different oils, but it's just, whatever oil you want to use, propane, sugar, salt, corn, that's it. I mean, he's only got a few ingredients. He used to do lemonade, and he would buy like crates of lemons, and he had a lemon press, and that was really cool to watch. People would watch you, fresh squeezed lemonade, and it tasted fucking great too. I mean, I was always making my own fucking little lemonades or whatever. But anyways, like, that's a guy that was down on his luck. He's in prison. And he came up with this plan. He got out of prison and he made it. And now he's just, he's known all over the city because he works at every event. And, he's just making money like fucking crazy. And it was kind of funny because we went to a church fundraiser, or not fundraiser, it's just like a church event that from my parents' church. And he was there, and I went up to him. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey," he's like, "You wouldn't fucking believe what I got going on here." I was like, "What?" He's like, and he had all these little like solo cups with a little bit of popcorn in them. And he said, "I'm counting all of these." He's like, "I'm making $3 for every one of these fucking cups." I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, he's giving them out for free because that's what the place said. They were like, "Yeah, we'll give out free popcorn. We'll pay whatever you need." And he's like, "Yeah, $3 a cup." And they were like, "Okay, cool." So he went out and he bought a fuckload of solo cups and is just scooping a little bit of fucking kettle corn in it and setting it out. And as people walk by, they just grab a couple kettle corn and eat it and throw the cup away. And every time they grab one, that's $3. He's like, this is insane amount of money I'm making here. I'm like, holy fucking shit. you know? So anyways, and that's what my buddy, my Florida boy, he's always wanted to start up. I always thought he wanted to start up his own like HVAC company, but every time I've talked to him, he's saying no kettle corn. He's like, I want to do kettle corn because he's the guy that lived right behind him. He's the one that got me in there to do kettle corn, and I ended up living with the kettle corn guy for a little bit because I was needing a place to live or something, and he was having me come over and work, and I was like, hey man, like I just need to find a place to live, and he's like, I got a basement, so I ended up moving into his basement. I had a different job, but he said, I don't know, he didn't cover my rent, but he said, you just pop kettle corn for me whenever I need it, and so I would, you know, work nights at the grocery store, and during the day, or in the morning or whatever, I'd wake up and pop some kettle corn and go back in, fall asleep, and wake up and go back to work at the grocery store. And had really low rent. It was a good time. It was an okay time. I think I was making $8 an hour at the grocery store, night shelf stocking. Like that was fucking. I can't even believe that. But I was still, young and dumb and going crazy. So, anyways, that would be cool. I'd also like to do like some sort of a food truck. I've always had this vision. Like everybody's got these food trucks and stuff, but I'm like, I want to buy a bus. I want to buy a school bus, remove all the seats out of it, and put like food warmers or something, like tables. I don't know, and having a taco bus. It's a taco bus. Get on the bus like you're going to school, but you walk down the aisle and you get to grab a plate or a bowl or whatever. Uh, you know, burrito shells, whatever you want, and you walk through there and you just load up. You make your own taco. You get to the end and you set it on a scale and you weigh it and you pay for what it weighs and you get out the fucking back of the bus. Adios. See you later. Thanks for stopping by the taco bus. Now, just tacos, there's so many different ingredients that you can have in tacos. You just got to have everything, And I've been to Subway and I've seen them nasty fucking tomatoes. I want to have like good tomatoes, maybe like every weekend or whenever, go to the farmer's market and buy a bunch of fucking badass tomatoes. Get some sort of speed slicer or something. Onions, tomatoes, mushrooms. Even mushrooms and olives aren't really a taco thing, but I'd have them. I'd definitely have. You got olives in 8-layer dip or whatever, right? Sometimes tostadas, burrito shells. Got the corn, flour, some of them carb balance ones, you know, whatever. I don't know. You just have a little bit of everything. And then there's even at Taco Bell they have that thing that you can toast your burrito. You just set it on there, and it's like kind of like a waffle iron or whatever, but it's just hot on the top and bottom, and and it's like, all right, you load it, I'll fold it, and I'll throw it in this fucking thing, and I'll toast your damn burrito. You know, I don't know, I would be at that fucking taco truck every goddamn day. Have a badass fucking burrito for cheap, and you just sell pop cans or whatever. So anyways, that's another one of my dreams is having a taco bus. Now, getting to the Holy Grail. Now, this is a big one. This one would cost the most and be the hardest to acquire because you got to get land and you got to get processing equipment. But I've been watching a lot of this Silas on YouTube. Silas Adventures Made from Scratch or whatever is the YouTube channel. But well, it's his land, and it's just a scrapyard, you know, or not exactly a scrapyard, just like a ton of fucking old cars, and and people bring cars into him, and he smashes them and puts them in the trailer or whatever, and sends them off to the shredder. And I'm like, that would be the coolest fucking thing ever, is to own my own junkyard or scrapyard or whatever. There's another one, Dex J or something, where he got land and he bought only Jeeps. So he's got a giant Jeep scrapyard that you can go out and buy Jeep parts or whatever. And he also fixes them up and sells them, and you know, got parts on eBay and everything. And that Silas does the eBay thing too. But I'm like, man, I would love to open up a scrapyard. And yeah, just run it as like anything goes, you know, type of scrapyard to begin with. But then once it you know, and hopefully it would become profitable, switch it over to square bodies, like or not square bodies, but just like trucks, just any trucks. And then every time I got one of those trucks, because I see Silas, he smashes a lot of really good looking trucks. They still got rocker panels on them, and he's shoving them in the crusher and smashing them down. And it's like every day there are hundreds less square bodies on this planet, and it just makes me so sad. And I feel I would love to be able to become some sort of a savior for old trucks, not just Chevys. He smashes Dodges and Fords too. I like them. I like all them old trucks. I would love to just be able to have a piece of land, smash all the Cavaliers and fucking little shitty cars, and just have a field full of old trucks and let people come in and buy parts off of them. Because if they're buying parts for a square body, that means they got another one at home they're trying to keep going. So that would be my dream job, would be to run a scrapyard and own it. Is that going to happen? No. I'm going to sit here and drive this truck probably. Probably just drive this fucking truck forever. Holy shit, it says I'm going to be there at 10:48. I was supposed to be there at 10. Why has it got me doing a U-turn? Road closure. I don't think that's actually a road closure. Oh, that's not even, I'm not even going that way. Alright. I just shaved 10 minutes off. So 10:38. It'll be fine. We'll just show up. I do need to stop and grab something. A coffee or maybe even a slice of pizza. Who knows? Another 3.5 hour drive or so. Yeah, what kind of businesses would you guys like just dream about owning? I know I got my buddy Luke, and it's probably, yeah, it'd be a lot of work, especially for, with the area he's got, but he could run his own wood shop and like just build furniture every day. But I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants his passion to become a job. He likes it the way it is, and he does have a good job right now as a maintenance tech or maintenance supervisor, I think, over at that school. He's having a good time. He's living a good life over there. And then he's got his new bride, and he's got his doggies all over the place, and he's got his wood shop. I haven't talked to him too much here recently. I need to hang out with him. Need to see him, hang out with him, touch his face or something, give him a little hug, whisper something in his ear. He likes that when I do that. And what else is going on? Yeah. I don't have any updates on Greg Biffle. If I do, you can find him. Still sad about it. Still super sad about it. And then my grandpa, super sad about my grandpa. He hasn't passed away. He's going on hospice though, so who knows? He went in and got another scan. They said, yeah, you're fucked, bud. So I'm hoping I get to see him another time or two. He was in the hospital on Sunday, so he should be home today. So maybe one of these days after work, I'll be able to go over there and sit with him and talk with him a little bit, because I know he needs a break from medical talk and people trying to shove food in his face and everything. He's like, I just want to fucking hang out. Also, I mean, on a little bit better note, it's gonna be pretty fucking warm this week. This is gonna be a nice warm week we got here. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna ride the dirt bike again, but I might ride the fucking DR into work one of these days. It's been so long since I've even sat on it. I need to ride the thing. I need to ride it. I want to feel it again. I want to put on my coveralls and my coat and hop on that bitch and ride it around. I think that'd be cool. It'd be cool to ride it to work and ride it home one day this week. I thought about riding it yesterday, but the couch was just so comfortable. I didn't even get up to play video games or nothing. I've been wanting to play some video games too. Motortown is lit right now, and BeamNG, I haven't been on there, but I need to get on there and check it out, because I bet you there's a bunch of new mods that came out for the new heavy equipment update they just put out. I need longer forks. I need adjustable forks. I need different attachments for these heavy equipments. I'm hoping eventually they'll add in an excavator. That'd be fucking cool. And then a tank, just something with tracks on it. That'd be fucking awesome. They do have a tank mod. I had it on there a while back. That was a lot of fun. A little overpowered and a little junky mod, but yep. And then yeah, Christmas is coming up, guys. It's coming up. We got my wife got some white elephant gifts. There's one. It's a battery organizer. She's like, "Isn't that cool?" I'm like, "It is pretty cool. I do like that." So we got two of them. We got one for our house and one to do the white elephant gift with. Um, yeah, I was looking at it last night. We even bought some batteries so we could put it in there because yeah, we go through batteries pretty quickly. But man, growing up, everything took batteries. Nowadays, everything is rechargeable. So the need for batteries, and I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, the battery companies, they got to be like, what the fuck? Like, people are not buying batteries. Everything's chargeable. And in a lot of instances, I like batteries over rechargeable. Hiccup. Damn it. I need a drink for sure. Damn it. Come on, no more hiccup. Please stop it. Oh, yawn after a hiccup is pretty nice. Damn it. Batteries are not as useful. I can't get my point out. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later. Shit.